Okay, every researcher knows that feeling, right? You see that email pop into your inbox, decision on manuscript. Your stomach just drops. So today, we're going to talk about how to turn that moment of, let's be honest, dread into a real strategic advantage. Let's break down how you can actually master the revision process and get your amazing work published. You know the drill. Your heart starts pounding a little faster, you click it open, and there they are. Those two words, revisions required. And yeah, it can feel like a punch to the gut, like a setback. But it's not. It's really not. This isn't a rejection letter. It's an invitation. What if this is actually the single biggest opportunity you have to make your paper even better?
And that right there, that's the core mindset shift we need to make. Revisions are not obstacles, they are opportunities. Seriously, it's a chance to basically collaborate for free with experts in your field to make your research stronger, clearer, and way more impactful.
So let's start with the feedback itself. Look, getting peer review comments can feel kind of intimidating, no doubt, but really understanding why it's happening, what its real purpose is, well, that's the absolute first step to mastering this whole process. I mean, think about it this way. Especially in those top-tier journals, a really thoughtful, well-executed revision is often the one thing that separates an accepted paper from a rejected one. This is not just about fixing typos or little mistakes. No, it's about elevating your work to meet the highest standards in your field and making sure it has a real, lasting impact. Okay, so we've got the right mindset, we're feeling positive, we're seeing this as an opportunity. Now let's get tactical. Let's talk about a step-by-step plan that's going to take all the chaos and anxiety out of the revision process. And I'm not just giving you a to-do list here. This is a strategic roadmap. Following these 9 steps is going to give you a sense of control and a really clear path forward, so you can navigate even the toughest, most challenging reviewer feedback with confidence. So the first 4 steps are all about one thing: preparation. Before you even think about changing a single word in your manuscript, you need to get organized. Read the comments, and I mean read them a few times, then group them by theme and prioritize. Now that grouping step, it's key because it helps you see patterns in the feedback. And prioritizing, well, that just makes sure you spend your energy on the big ticket items first. All right, now we get to the execution phase. Revising systematically with track changes, that's totally non-negotiable. But the secret weapon here, and I really mean it, is step 6, the revision log. This document becomes your command center. It's where you track every single comment and exactly how you responded. Not only does it keep you organized, but it's also the foundation for your response letter later. And finally, before you hit submit, get a fresh pair of eyes on it. It's amazing what a colleague can catch that you've missed. So you've done all that hard work. The manuscript is revised, you're feeling good, but hold on, you're not quite done yet. How you communicate those changes is, believe it or not, just as important as the changes themselves. Think of your response letter as your chance to be a tour guide for the editor and reviewers. You're walking them through all the improvements you made. It shows you're a pro, that you respect their time. Honestly, a great response letter just makes it so much easier for them to say yes. Tone? Oh man, tone is everything. A defensive response just creates friction. It puts people on edge. But a constructive one, it builds a bridge. When you thank the reviewer for their point and then clearly explain the action you took, you're showing a real commitment to improving the paper. That's how you build some serious credibility. Your number one goal here is to make the reviewer's job as easy as you possibly can. By restating every single comment and then giving them the exact page and line numbers for your changes, you're basically giving them a guided tour of your revisions. It's simple, it's respectful, and it's a very smart move. And here it is. This is the question everybody asks, and for good reason. You're the expert on your own work, right? So what do you do when a reviewer makes a suggestion that just doesn't fit? Or maybe it's even factually incorrect? So here's the key. You don't respond with an opinion, you respond with an academic argument. You never just say, I disagree. Instead, you say something like, we thank the reviewer for this perspective. However, based on the findings of Smith et al. 2022, our current approach is more appropriate for this specific context because. See the difference? You provide evidence, you use citations, and you give a clear, logical rationale. Okay, so we've covered the mindset, the step-by-step plan, and how to communicate effectively. Now let's pull it all together and distill this down to the essential best practices that are going to take you all the way from revision to publication. When you boil it all down, it really comes down to this. Have a positive mindset, always be professional, stay organized with a detailed log, Use evidence for your arguments, and for goodness sakes, pay attention to the details like formatting. Master these 5 practices and you will absolutely master the revision process. And that's really the question I want to leave you with. The next time that decision on manuscript email lands in your inbox, you'll have the tools, you'll have the mindset to see it not as a roadblock, but as that final, crucial step on your path to publication. You've got this. Now go get your research out into the world.